Sure. The Little Red Hen, an old fable. It's retold by Heather Forrest, and the pictures are drawn by Susan Gator. So let's see what the Little Red Hen is all about. A little red hen lived in a house with a frisky dog, a cat, and a mouse. One day, while she was pecking for worms in the weeds, she came upon a pile of golden wheat seeds. She said with delight, "Dog, cat, mouse, if you'd like some cake to eat, who will help me plant this wheat?" The dog said, "Not I." The cat said, "Not I." The mouse said, "Not I." My, said the hen with a sigh. "I shall have to do it myself."
That's not very nice.
Right. So the little red hen planted the seeds. She watered them well. She pulled the weeds. She tended the plants all alone. When the stalks had fully grown, she said with a shout, "Dog, cat, mouse, if you'd like some cake to eat, who will help me cut this wheat?" The dog said, "Not I." The cat said, "Not I." The mouse said, "Not I." My, said the hen with a sigh. "I shall have to do it myself."
I've heard this story before.
So the
Except
little
it's
red
different.
hen cut and cut until she had enough wheat to grind at the mill. She said with some doubt, "Dog, cat, mouse, if you'd like some cake to eat, who will help me grind the wheat?" With a doubt means she really didn't think they were going to say yes. The dog said, "Not I." The cat said, "Not I." The mouse said, "Not I." My, said the hen with a sigh. "I shall have to do it myself." Good thing she was a hard worker, isn't it? The little red hen ground the wheat to flour. Then it was the baking hour. She mixed up the batter and measured so well. Soon the house was filled with a sweet cake smell.
But
Can't you just smell the cake baking? The dog, the cat, and the mouse followed the scent into the house. They hungrily admired the handsome treat. "How delicious!" they shouted. "When do we eat?" "Alone," the hen replied. "I planted, I weeded, I cut, I ground the little pile of golden wheat seeds I found. Alone, I used the flour to bake. Now who will help me eat the cake?" The dog said, "I'll help." The cat said, "I'll help." The mouse said, "I'll help."
that's because the cake looks so delicious.
My, said the hen with a sigh. "I will share my cake with those of you who help when there is work to do. For after all is said and done, working together makes working fun."
The hen sure was working hard.
Yeah, I think it's patient. Now, when the little red hen wants to bake, or plant, or water, or pull weeds, or grind, everyone helps to make the cake. Can you see all the animals helping her make that cake?
That was a bee.
and everyone helps to eat it. The end. Did you like that story?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Crook, for that wonderful book.
Oh, thank you, Nana. That was wonderful.
I heard that story, but it was on a show. I've heard that story. It was not about a cake. It was about a party that they were gonna have.
Okay,
Well,
And
you
it's
know,
about a
everybody
chicken.
tells
3
stories a little
chickens.
bit differently unless you're reading it from a book. Now, I want to show you what I've been doing.
Oh, let's look at Nana.
Remember that 2 weeks ago, I brought some fabric that had owls on it, and I told you I was gonna make something out of it. Now, it's not finished yet, but I wanna show you what I've done so
Oh,
far.
sit still
We're
and
still
look.
gonna have a Miss Crook story, but I wanna tell you this first.
Oh, let's look. Oh.
What is
This-
it gonna be? A blanket?
This is gonna
Oh.
be a story quilt. And this is what we've done so far.
Oh, that's adorable.
There's a wonderful forest in the middle of this little quilt. And in the forest lived the owl family. A mother and daddy owl, and brother and sister owls, and all their aunts and uncles. Granddaddy owls and grandmother owls and cousin owls. And they lived in this forest. They rested in the trees in the daytime, and at night they flew around and hunted something to eat. The sun came up around the edge of the forest. The sun went down around the edge of the forest. The sun went down and came up day after day around the forest.
That is so cute.
And that's not all the story, but I'll tell you more when I put more on it.
Oh, wow.
That is
That's
cute.
It's
Well, I'm glad
beautiful,
you like it.
Nana.
I think it's cute.
It is beautiful.
I
And it's going to get to go in our classroom when she finishes.
think you should hang it up.
I think I will.
I have a story, a Miss
Oh,
Crook story to tell
sit
you.
still.
This story happened when we lived in the very same house where Big Brother David and little sister Jill went running away to the little junk man's store. We were still living in that big old duplex. This story happened when Mrs. Crook was 1 but not yet 2. Big Brother David was 2 but not yet 3. And I think by this time we had little baby Dan.
Dawn.
Don, little baby Don. I forgot which one came next, but it's baby Don. He's a great big guy now, but he was a baby one
Miss
time.
Crystal showed
When
us
we
a
lived-
picture of her whole family.
She did, good. When we lived in this house, in front of us was a street called 5th Street. And on this street, way down at the end, there was a watch factory. You know, a watch factory is where they made watches, Timex watches. And they had people working down there in that factory in the morning and at night to make watches all day long. And when they would go to work, they would go down our street. And when they would come home from work, they would come home on our street. They got off, one shift got off work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. One day when it was about 3 o'clock, although I wasn't paying attention to the clock at that time, I was just working in my house. I had the door locked, but the front door was open, just the screen was locked. And the children were playing on the rug, and everything was just fine. And I heard a car horn go beep beep. And I thought, that sounds very close. I wonder who would be honking their horn close to my house. But I went on and worked, and I didn't think anything about it because I knew where my little children were. You know, they were playing on the rug in the living room. And I worked a little bit more, and I worked a little bit more, and then I heard the horn go, beep, 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 beep. And I thought, well, I believe I'll go see what that is. And I went to the front door, and I looked out. You can't believe what I saw. Out in the middle of that street stood my little girl, little blonde-haired girl in the middle of the street. And backed up behind her were all these cars that were leaving from the watch factory, and they had stopped because this little girl was in the middle of the street and would not get out of the way. She was just looking around and just grinning and just thought she was having the best time out there in the middle of the street. Oh my! I was so scared. What if she had gotten hit by a car? What is she doing out that locked screen door? How did she get out in the street without my knowing about it? I went straight out there and picked her up out of that street because she was still little enough to carry. You know, she was little. And I put her over on the grass and I pat her bottom and I said, "Young lady, what are you doing out of the living room? You're supposed to be inside playing with your toys on the rug." And I brought her back in and I locked that door again. And then I decided I would watch her for a little while and see how she got out that door. Because you see, I thought she was safe inside. Well, it didn't take long. Little Miss Crook, you know how she is. She's just got to do just as much as she can get by with. And so she went over there to that screen door. She got up on her little tiptoes and she took her little finger and she took that latch. You see, the latch was just a hook that fit down in a little ring. She took her little finger and pushed that hook right up. The hook came out again. The door came open, and out she went onto the front porch, just running and giggling. Like, look what I did. Ha ha, aren't I a big girl? Well, I brought her back in right quick. I locked the door back and the screen back, and then I shut the big door where she could not even get to that lock. And when Papa came home that day, I said, "Papa, do you know what our little girl did today?" And he said, "I can't imagine what she's done now. What did she do?" And I told him about it, and I said, "Papa, we've got to do something about that lock on that screen door." Well, you know what Papa did? He went right in there, and he unscrewed the little ring, and he unscrewed the little hook that goes in it, and he put them way up high where nobody could reach it except him and me. And then we said, "All right, little Miss Jill, just see if you get out this screen door this time." And she was locked in. Did you like that, Miss Crooks?